Good Saturday afternoon, guys. As promised, we are going to, and I will bring you in so you can see, we are going to do the freeformed Geo coasters. But before we start, I wanted to talk to you about two things. One is soon I am going to get my husband to try to rig something up so you can film or see it from above, but I will bring you in today's video. The second thing I want to talk to you about quickly, so that I'm not boring you to tears, is back in December, I posted on a few of the pages about a company that had popped up in Instagram who had extremely similar name to mine. My company's name is Resin Pigment Canada. It is registered with the Canadian government. And this gentleman, if that's what I use as a term, came up with a company called Pigment Powders Canada. And he did send a few pigments to customers who had a large following, in hopes that they would spread the word about him. The stuff he sent was not that great, but anyway, I tried warning you people because I had investigated myself. Lorraine and Michelle did some investigating and found out that I was right, my gut was right, he was a fraud. And it turns out, I just found out recently that in the United States, as well as here in Canada, but mostly in the United States, he has scammed quite a few artists, promising them all these pigments that they, already paid for, and they've been waiting weeks and weeks and weeks and nothing. And he comes up with, well, he told us originally that it was his dying sister's wish to, for him to make pigments for the rest of the world to enjoy. And now his story is that he's got a daughter in a coma in a hospital here in Toronto. Little does he know, Lorraine did some investigating because she's a nurse, and there's no one by that name in any of the hospitals here in Toronto. But anyway, the point is he is a scammer. So if you get caught up with someone by the company name of Pigment Powder Canada or Pigment Powders Canada, please know that this is him. He has slandered my name. There were people in the States who thought they were ordering from me, who ordered from him and got scammed. And so I'm looking into what I can do to shut him down. But anyway, that's just a warning out there for you guys. So, okay, so let's get started. Today we are going to work on these freeform coasters. Okay, and the products we are using today, of course, obviously, is going to be with ArtWorksresin. My colors are Artisue's Caribbean Sea and Artisue's Cadet Blue and Artisue's Langridge line, her rich gold that I made into a paste, and her titanium, Langridge titanium white that I made into a paste. I'm also using, and I'll show you this in a minute, my Northern Lights glitter, Hudson Bay Blue. And what I have done in this case is I have mixed some blue stone glass, some silver reflective glass. And yes, it's thick with the resin because this is going to be the center. And I don't want it to move, at least not that much. So, okay, so guys. Oh, and I also mixed in some of the iridescent white by Just For You Online UK. So, let's get started. I'm going to start on the outside ring. And I'm going to be honest, I am really not great at geodes. Freeform geodes, they get the best of me. So, again, this is one of those videos that if it doesn't work out, you're never going to see it. So I'm not too worried. Okay. So I'm just going to freeform the outer edge. With the dark blue. Oh, my mocha's here. Thanks, honey. Yeah, see? You cannot art without a Timmy's. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the Caribbean. See, this is such a beautiful color. And again, I'm going to center it. Center it. Center it. These are all going to move on their own. Center it. Now, I'm going to take my concoction of glitter and stone and glass and put it right in the center, and see, it will move. It'll shift around a bit because of the other colors, but hopefully not too much. And remember, this is just the first layer. Depending on how this turns out, it may only be 2 layers, or I may do 3 layers. And yeah, I did drop, but it's still wet, so it's forgiving. Okay, so now I'm going to take my white, and I think I'm going to go right around the outer edge to make sure that it does come right to where I need it to. We want it to take the full shape of my silicone. And if you remember, I told you in the commercial that I use caulking silicone. It's easy to work with. Resin just peels right out of the form. You can draw out your form first and then follow it with the caulking. And I put it on silicone mats that you can get. These silicone mats are for baking. I have silicone mats that are for your barbecue, and you can get larger silicone mats off of Amazon, but I did, just a warning, I did order a large one off of Amazon a while back, and when it came, it was folded, and it is a bugger. If anybody has any ideas how I can get the folds out of it, the creases, please let me know, because I can't use that one because of that. Okay, so now I am going to take my last color, the gold, and I'm going to go around the lighter blue, I think. I'll do a thin layer around the lighter blue. And I've got to fill in that spot. This is when you can go back now. Remember, this is your base level. So it's going to be forgiving too, because you can cover up any of the mistakes that you don't like. Oh, look what I found. And obviously, yes, it's mine. Yeah, dear. Can't blame my puppies for that one. Okay, so this is my base. It's not that great, but I did warn you, I am so not great at geodes. But this is more for you to get different techniques than it is for me to be friggin' perfect at it. And it is the base coat, so we'll see. And what I'll do with the rest of this resin, because I obviously made way too much, is I will fill in some of my molds. And what I do with some of the molds that I make, the little ones, I add them to my sets, my board sets, my place settings, just as a added little cute little gift to go with the set. You can use them for anything. Fridge magnets. The moon and sun one that I have can be a paperweight. Okay, so guys, there you go. That is our first level. Now we'll let these dry and we'll see how they do tomorrow. Tonight I'm going to work on, and I'll film it, but I don't know when I'll put it up. It won't be tonight, I'm sure. We're going to work on that great big large cutting board and do an ocean pour. So almost the same colors actually. Can you tell I like blue? Okay, so that's it for today. And please, please remember what I told you about Pigment Powders Canada. Okay, guys? He is a schemer. A lot of Americans, and maybe even Canadians, I don't know, we haven't heard from everybody yet, but have been scammed by him. Yes, he did send some pigments out to people, but that was a great way to get word of mouth around. Also, we found out through Lorraine and Michelle and I and Angelica, sorry, sweetie, that he has more than one company, or had, on the ball, and they're not doing well. None of them are probably even legal, so he's going to get himself caught. But last night we had a discussion in the Instagram room, and there were like 30 women in there who had been hassled or scammed or something by him. So he's up against women. Not a good thing. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. Bye.